We're going to get started with the pitches, okay? So I'm going to call up some of the departments and have them give us the, sort of like the, what is a challenge? What is a challenge that they face? And they are going to be given about 10 minutes. And I got to tell you, you know, they got to really brave this audience because they're telling you what some of the pain points are within their organization. And of course, the challenge then for you is, can you build something? Can you do something? Can you help them come up with a solution? So with that, I want to introduce Denise, and she's from the folks over at Public Safety. And so she's going to make her pitch. Oh, and Erin, both of you guys are going to tag team. Great.
Towards what? The other one? Oh, there you go. Good morning. My name is Major Denise Johnston. I'm from Oahu Community Correctional Center, and I've worked there for 32 years.
My name is Erin Loredo. I'm an adult corrections officer, and I've been with Public Safety for 7 years.
Yep. Closer to my computer. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Oahu Community Correctional Center is the largest jail in the state of Hawaii. Currently, we have 950 bed spaces with a head count of over 1,300 detainees. Each detainee can have 12 visitors on a list. Currently, we have over 8,000 approved visitors.
Some of the challenges that the staff face are that we're scheduling 55 visits a day, 7 days a week, so that's up to 385 visits in 1 week. The staff are overtaxed. That's not their only job. They have to do grievances, process mail, and answer a lot of other questions and phone calls. During those phone calls for the visit scheduling, they have to answer a lot of information and verification of whether they're approved visitors, whether or not the person has had a visit already. We want to make sure that the wife and the girlfriend aren't going to come visit the same day. And we want and we want to make sure that they understand all the visitor guidelines and understand the dress code.
Imagine waking up about 4 or 5 a.m. to take a bus all the way from the North Shore to the jail, only to find out at 8 o'clock in the morning that you are not going to come in. These are some of the challenges that visitors can face. They're going to get delayed or turned away because they don't know the dress code, they don't have the proper documentation with them, or they haven't come on time. When they call in to schedule visits, I only have one phone line I'm working with. So at 10 to 15 minutes per phone call, and it's constantly going to be busy for them, and that's frustrating. And then when they finally get through, only to find out we have stopped taking scheduling for the day or we're off. That can be extremely frustrating because you want to see the person that you love the most. So, and also, it's up to the visitor at this point to come and verify that they are on a visiting list, because I need the proper documentation presented to us to tell you, because it's confidential.
What are the challenges for the inmate? Well, they get frustrated if they don't have contact with their loved ones. They're isolated, and their frustration can be taken out on each other, on the staff, on their family when they make their phone calls. And it helps them to have resocialization. So if they aren't having the visit, they're not connecting with their families.
We need a way to efficiently do the scheduling process that will reduce the visitor frustration, that will help the staff, and also to promote positive socialization for our detainees.
So please help us, help the public, help the staff, and help the inmates have a more streamlined, efficient, less frustrating visiting process. Thank you.
How about for Denise and Erin? Any questions about public safety, inmate, registration? Yes?
Do you guys want the data to come in from the visitors? Do you want
Okay, so the question is, should the data be managed in-house, or should it be something that is provided by the visitor, I guess, logging into the visitation system? Denise, you wanna come up here and?
Yeah, what we would like is it managed on both ends, both sides, that the public can access the website and do what they need to do on their end, and that we can access it for whatever we need to do on our end too. Does that answer you? Well, we have, anyone who comes to visit has to fill out certain forms, and they have to know certain information. So we'd like them to be able to access that information, verify that they've read it or understand it, or that they've done what they need to do before they actually come. So it'll streamline the process.
I have a follow-up on that. Do you want to do it? Data verification by the visitor specific to the inmate, or is it a generalization?
Most of it's general.
Okay.
Most of it's general, yeah.
There's a couple questions back.
Okay.
Here, hang on. Raise your guys' hands so the group can hear the
You ready?
questions. You got to set it so the guys online.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Hi, everyone online. What current software are you using for this scheduling, if any?
None. Oh, telephone line, landline.
Just a quick question. Is verification done every time a visitor comes in, or is it over, if I verify, I'm good for a year, or what is is it every visit, or?
Once you're an approved visitor, you're approved while that person's in jail. But every time you come in, you have to at least verify with your photo ID.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious a little bit more about I'm over here.
Oh, okay. Over there, sorry.
Just a little bit more about the current system. You said there's no software. Is it handled via like spreadsheets? And then also, I think it would be a benefit to everybody if you could just kind of maybe document what the current process is now.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of questions, but just document how the workflow works now so that we can work on improving that.
So currently, we have a web-based program, not web-based program, but we have a program that we do all the approvals in and have all the information on the inmates. It is not integrated to anything. So what we do is we have to take the phone calls, we have an Excel spreadsheet, and we punch in the visitor and the visit into that spreadsheet, and then we have to pull up the other program to see if this person's an approved visitor or not, verify all their information over the phone, and then we have to discuss their dress code, their the visiting rules, the visiting hours with them. They have to decide what time slot that they're going to pick, and then we have to download that and distribute it on paper to everybody who needs to know it. Does that kind of give you an idea?
I think it would be a benefit if we even crowdsource that and make a document of the current process so that we know how to improve that. I'll repeat it for the microphone. I was saying it would be a benefit if we could create a document of the current process.
We do have something on.
You do have,
Yeah.
okay, great.
Back here.
Hi, I heard you had saying that you had around 12 people who could visit, something like that. Is it 12 people for one inmate specifically?
Yeah, each inmate can have up to 12 approved visitors, but only 2 can come at a time.
Okay, so a follow-up to that quick. Does that mean the inmate has to approve or make a register of those 12 people in advance?
That's correct.
Okay.
All the requests for visits have to come from the detainee. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi. I have too many questions for you. Really, we really need to learn your business process, your business workflows, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Are we going to be given an opportunity to actually talk to you, say in a workshop by yourself?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I can't see myself, everybody asking these kind of questions where there's so much to be asked, and that would deprive the other people from actually working on something else, like the agriculture instead?
So, yeah, so I can answer that. So yes, so after the pitches go through, you'll have all of these people will be here throughout the day for you to come up and ask more questions, and that's why we're making it a month-long hackathon, right? Because as you go through this, you're going to have a lot of questions, trying to understand their processes, trying to understand what data is exposed, those types of questions. So they are making themselves available to you. We have Bert will go through some of that and how to get a hold of them. We have a Slack channel open. We have a lot of different ways to talk to the different presenters today. So those types of questions we can go through and get the processes, and those types of, again, those types of questions will be answered that way.
Okay, I'm Mike, Hawaii Vet to Vet, and my question basically is, do you perceive having, because on my website I have a contact form, people can fill that out, it comes to me through in the email. You can also upload documents in some websites. Now, do you perceive that happening, and if so, do you perceive having a staff person or 2 or 3 that would receive those requests via the email? Because all those documents and stuff could be uploaded, bam, sent in, and then, but the turnaround time is a point of contention once they receive those emails. So is there going to be like a dedicated staff person involved?
Yes. Yes.
Were there any questions on this side?
Hi, I have a question. It might be applicable to all of them, but like for the potential users, what do you think their internet access would be like? Would they be using like a computer or like their smartphone?
I guess that would be up to whatever you guys come up with. If you can come up with something, it could be app phone, it could be a website. I mean, an app or a website.
Hello. Okay, so my question is, as far as the validation, does each guard have to go through each set of paperwork or each paper form, or can it be validated automatically, just ensuring that it's filled out properly?
It could be validated automatically. Okay.
Good, thanks. Oh, one more question.
I'll take the last one on this topic.
So a follow-up to an earlier question about technology required to access it. Are there any laws or rules in place where you must have like equal access? So like you can't have registrations only by a website and people have to be able to call in too? They should take into account?
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't have the computer access, you know, someone who's computer illiterate, we'd have still the phone line open.
So it must work with that process.
Yes.
Okay, one last question, right? Oh. Okay, thanks, Denise. So looks like this might be a very interesting topic for people to look at maybe coming up with some solutions. Great. So